Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commenttary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Hello and welcome to the Commenttary Hub's coverage of the Scottish Premiership. It's week 1 of the Scottish Premiership and this is the final game of the Scottish Premiership weekend. It's Hearts against Aberdeen at Tynecastle Park. Kickoff is very much fast approaching. I'm Russ Fenton and I'm your match day host for this game today. Before we bring you in your match commentator and give you the team news out of this game tonight, let's take a look at the results from the weekend's fixtures thus far in the competition. In the Scottish Premiership, Kilmarnock 2, Livingston 2, Motherwell 1, Rangers 1 on Saturday. Yesterday there were 3 games. Celtic won 1-0 against St Mirren, Dundee 1, Aberdeen 2 and Falkirk 2, Dundee United 2 is the other score from the Scottish Premiership week number 1. We'll run you through the League 1 and League 2 opening weekend fixtures at half time of this game today. So our main focus today is the Scottish Premiership as the Championship starts this weekend, coming up on Friday evening. The Premier League starts week after. The Scottish Premiership starting this weekend as well as League 1 and League 2. With no further ado, let me bring in your match commentator for this evening's game. He's none other than JB John Stuttard, who's back with us for another season, and he's going to be guiding you through the action for this game today.
Thank you, Russ. It's nice to be back on TC Hub. This is my 5th season with the crew here, and it's always nice to be invited to do commentaries for them. Right, my first job tonight. Good evening, everyone. Hope you've all had a good summer break. And to those who have listened into the women's commentary last week, thank you very much indeed. It's always appreciated. Right, let's look at the 2 teams, shall we? Starting with Hearts, Xander Clark in goal. And then we've got a back 3, we believe, of Kent and Finlay, or Halkett and Finlay. And then we've got a midfield 5 of Buck, Genovic, Entry, Devlin, Spittal and Milne. And then Lawrence Shankland, the Scottish international, who's the captain, is up front with Claudio Braga, we believe. So it's a 3-5-2 formation, we believe. I'll run through the substitutes after we've looked at the Aberdeen side. And they line up as follows, with Mitroff in goal, a back 4 of Jensen, Milne, another Milne, that's Jack Milne, as opposed to Harry Milne, who plays for Hearts. Noster and Graham Shinney, the captain, across the back, so they're playing 4 at the back. 2 holding midfielders with Helter, Nielsen and Clarkson, Leighton Clarkson. Then it's Milanovic, Ananucci and Kesland, the further midfield play. And then it's Yengi up front for Aberdeen. The referee tonight comes from Dumbartonshire, Bearston to be exact, and that is Nick Walsh. And Dan McFarland and Frank Connor are the 2 assistants. Chris Graham's the 4th official, and Kevin Clancy, if required, yes, dreaded VAR. Yeah, I know. Anyway, it's Aberdeen in the all white strip to get us underway. Hearts in their usual, shall we say, so darker shirts. And it's going to be Aberdeen to get us underway. It's here at Tynecastle. It's a wonderful sunny day. You don't often say that about Scottish weather. We've had storms down in England, but we don't have any of that. There's a bit of a wind up, as I can see. So Aberdeen, the Scottish Cup winners, get underway. Derek McInnes making his debut, the former Aberdeen boss, as manager. And away we go, and Hearts, or Aberdeen rather, getting us underway. Rugby style, kicking into touch on the near side, right from the word go, and an early throw in for Hearts midway inside their own half. Bit of an unconventional sort of kick-off. That's Shankland, the captain, holding it up there for Harden Midlothian to give them their Sunday best name. Of course, let me just run through the subs, and when we get a breaking play, I'll run through all the substitutes for you. We're a bit late getting started here, so the commentary, that is. Another throw there. My first foray in 10 years as a YouTube commentator into competitive Scottish football. So I'm a complete novice, so forgive me if I'm a little not as clued up on Scottish football as I ought to be. I've on the Scottish national side a few times, of course. As Braga goes on the chase there against Milne, and he beats him to it down the left-hand side, gets an early cross in. And again, good defending there from the number 5 there, which was... before, albeit 7 years ago, played Burnley over 2 legs in Europa League. They did the first leg at Pittodrie. They scored a controversial goal. Yes, I know, I'm a Burnley fan. Scored a controversial goal through Cosgrove, but then Sam Vokes, 10 minutes from the end, got a superb equaliser then. And then it was a terrific, and then you may remember the second game at Turf Moor, which Aberdeen really gave a good account of themselves before losing 3-1 after extra time. Those were the days. Burnley in Europe that year for the first time since 1967. But it's not about Burnley tonight. It's about Hearts and Hibs. Mind you, Burnley don't kick off the season for another couple of weeks. They play Tottenham on the opening day. Championship returns on Saturday. And no doubt the TCO will have comprehensive coverage of the opening weekend. As the ball is spread out towards the far side, out comes Xander Clark. In goal for Hearts tonight. No Craig Gordon. There's Derek McInnes. Because his managerial teeth at Aberdeen for so many years. Very successful up at Pittodrie. And of course, what a lot of people might not realise, the younger listeners may not realise, Aberdeen were once managed by none other than Sir Alex Ferguson. You may, older listeners will certainly remember, but the youngsters won't. That's how Sir Alex Ferguson made his managerial name at Aberdeen. He won several Scottish championships, breaking the the old firm dominance of Rangers and Celtic. Won the Scottish Cup a couple of times, the League Cup several times up here in Scotland. And most famously, 1983, when they won the Cup Winners' Cup by beating the mighty Real Madrid 2-1 in Gothenburg. John Hewitt, the goal scorer that day, and that remains to this day Aberdeen's greatest triumph. Although they did win a trophy last year against Celtic against all the odds, beating Celtic on penalties after a very, very close Scottish Cup final, which ended in a draw, and then I think it was 1-1 it finished, and after extra time, and they won on penalties. Here's a chance now for Hearts down the right-hand side to try and knock it across, and the goal kick has been given, much to the annoyance of the Hearts fans. But Braga looked a very handy player there, the Hearts number 10. I think they're playing maroon, Hearts. I'm sure it's maroon they play in, with white shorts and maroon socks. Maybe a little touch of claret, but the wrong kind of claret. It's a much darker shade. Header worn by number 4 there, which is Alkett, big centre back. I actually wrote it down as where I wrote these names down, and I put Hackett instead of Alkett. That's why you might have hesitated me saying his name at the start. Anyway, we're back and running. This is Leighton Clarkson, number 10 now for Aberdeen, coming forward. Coming up to 5 minutes gone just shy of 5 minutes gone of the first half. Number 81 is Kazameni. Aberdeen do look a good side, as I say. The ball knocked back across the face of the goal. The goalkeeper deciding to let it go over his head. Might prove to be a good decision, but Aberdeen get the throw. As Jensen tried to knock the second cross in from the near side this time. 5 minutes gone in the Scottish Premiership, the last game of the first round of fixtures. Draw for Rangers. Good late victory for Celtic yesterday at Celtic Park. Needed a bit of luck, obviously, but they got the reward, and that's a good ball over the top now. That could be problems for the Hearts defence, and then the shot comes in and it's gone wide, something like 20 yards out, and it came to Ananucci, the man on loan from Sunderland. There was a good ball over the top. Yengi just beat the offside trap, and then Ananucci, the man on loan from Sunderland, just scuffing his right-footed effort wide, and behind for a goal kick to Hearts, or Hearts of Midlothian. Shankland battling for it on the far side, but he's on the near side rather, and it's a throw to the Dons, Aberdeen. Right up, they call it the Granite City. In fact, it's a free kick to the men from the Granite City. Jensen to take it, number 28. The Granite, well, let's see if they're made of stern granite material here tonight. As I say, it's a city up there in the north east of Scotland, famous for its granite, just 30 miles north of Dundee, Aberdeen, northeast of Dundee. And I have to say, it's a glorious night here in Edinburgh tonight, as we see Derek McInnes, the Hearts manager. Aberdeen, of course, managed by Jimmy Turn, who came in at a tough time for Aberdeen and recovered sufficiently well with them last season, and obviously won the Scottish Cup against every conceivable odds, denying Celtic the treble. But last season's Scottish Cup was a real competition full of shocks. Remember, Rangers being knocked out by lower ranked opposition as well. So many shocks happened in that competition last year. And they say Scottish football's dead. But so far in this game, it's been a good pacey start. Obviously, first game of the season, there's bound to be some ring rustiness coming in. They have had pre-seasons, one or two of them. They haven't been playing in the Scottish League Cup group phases, neither of these two sides. So they should be very nicely fresh for this for the league season, which is split into two phases. After 34 games, they split bottom six against top six and bottom six, and then after the split, it's the top six that play each other, and then the bottom six play each other for the right to be relegated. As we come up towards the 8.25 minute mark, our clock's just in front of the television clock at the moment, but don't let that put you off at the moment. But it's 0-0 at the moment as Aberdeen get possession in the white shirts. It's number 11 now on the ball, which is Nicholas Milankovic, and he's lost the ball. And in fact, the referee, Mr. Walsh, has given a free kick to Hearts. As I say, he comes from Dumbartonshire. It was a foul there, just 10 yards short of halfway, and I think the referee could have played an advantage there, I have to say. Of course, anyone tuning into this stream tonight, it's nice to have you with us. Please keep your comments clean. We're still a family show, and Russell will be with you at half time to bring you up to date with Leagues 1 and 2 that have been taking place over the weekend. Lots of great action, no more so than the derby between Stockport and Bolton yesterday, which Stockport came out on top. Stockport have to be one of the favourites you have to take seriously for promotion, and there was a great win for Barnsley as well on Saturday against Plymouth Argyle. Anyway, free kick now to Hearts. Finley's forward. You take your choice from two. Harry Milne looks the favourite here with the no, he's going to be left here. And the ball threaded in towards the penalty area. Too much whip on it from the right hand side, and behind for a goal kick to Aberdeen. It was there might have been an offside as well against number 4 there, Halkett, and a goal kick anyway in any case. So Nick Walsh, the referee, didn't need to have a decision to make there. 10 minutes gone. Hearts 0, Aberdeen 0. Scottish Premiership for a Monday night here on the TC Hub. Don't forget, this game also being Beam to you on the other YouTube channels, Focus on Football and Storm FM. Those 3 channels are bringing you live stream of the game. This is Braga. He's got 3 in the middle, including Shankland, and another header comes in. It's a great save to deny McAtee, and he still might break here for Milne. Crossing it back, and it's been turned in from 6 yards. It might even have been an own goal by Graham Shinney. In fact, it was Graham Shinney. But Milne will take the congratulations, and it's Heart of Midlothian who go ahead in this Scottish Premier League clash. Graham Shinney own goal. Let's see it again. The ball comes back there. The header came in. It was a fine save to deny McAtee then. Then another long range shot. And then it came to Milne. And then, well, I'm not sure what else he could have done there. Graham Shinney, there was a player right behind him, and that was McEntee as well, who had the original header. That's a great save by Mitchoff in all of that. And then it was almost pinball machine stuff as Milne crossed it back in. And to be fair to Graham Shinney, there's not a heck of a lot he could have done there, to be honest. And the Scottish Cup holders are a goal down. And Derek McInnes, the perfect start to his first league match in charge of Heart of Midlothian. And Hearts, who for large periods of last season really struggled, sacked their manager. After sacked their manager at the time, forgetting who it was now. After a run of poor results and a cup exit in the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup. Well, the hierarchy here at Tynecastle have really done their stuff homework and have brought in a very good manager as well, as we finally update the scoreboard. Just to remind you there, if you've seen the graphic, it's Graham Shinney own goal, 11 minutes. And here come the men from Tynecastle again, but there's a foul there by McEntee, and it's a free kick to Aberdeen. And they get on with it straight away, 1-0 down, and a good play again from Hearts. It's always crucial to get that first goal. Well, I'm sure Hearts would have wanted to see one of their own score. I suppose when a goal goes for your favourite, you don't really care how it comes. There's not a lot Graham Shinney could have done about that, to be honest with you, as Shankland is beaten to it there by Jack Milne there for Aberdeen. Aberdeen were the best of the rest last season as well. They were up there in the top 4 or 5, along with Hibernian and a couple of other teams. But it's Hearts coming forward again, and it breaks here to Milne. He strikes it against the angle of post and crossbar from the left-hand side. Still the danger not over yet for Aberdeen. Hearts the team on top, and Milne, he struck it to the left of the penalty area. 3 kick to Aberdeen for a foul. But Harry Milne now with a superb drive just to the left-hand side of the penalty area. He strikes it fiercely. The goalkeeper at that point, as soon as he struck it, didn't have a price. It comes here and it's with the left foot. Oh my goodness, it may have actually hit the base of the crossbar rather than the angle. The way we saw it, it looked as if it hit the angle, but it actually hit the middle. It actually hit the base of the crossbar rather than the actual left-hand angle at the post and the crossbar. But that should have been 2-0 Hearts. And really, when you look at it from face value, if that had gone in, we would have been talking about a goal of the season contender on the first night of the Scottish, in the third night of the Scottish League season. It certainly would have been up there, because he took a good touch and then just hit it left-footed, and he hit it with such ferocity that the crossbar actually shook. But Hearts playing with some good vigour and some good confidence here as Spittal comes forward. He loses possession, and now Aberdeen have to try and work some magic now with Jensen on the right-hand side, and near side as we look, and he hits it off a defender and it's out of play. It was Milne it hit, and it's gone out of play 10 yards inside the Hearts half, and that's a good ball, and that's got Milanovic behind, and there's a chance here. It's bounced off the post. It was Yengi's flick from 6 yards. The goalkeeper was completely wrong-footed, Zander Clark, and the ball hit the right-hand post, and somehow it stayed out. Hit the inside of the right-hand post and stayed out. We'll get a replay in a minute, and we'll try and we'll try and work it out, but it was certainly a flick on there by number 9 Yengi, and it hit as I said, it hit the inside of the right-hand post, and it came back out, and Aberdeen in an instant could have been level, and to be quite honest with you, it would have come against the run of the play, but the whistle's gone for a free kick to Hearts, so it gives us an opportunity to see the effort from Yengi that hits the post. Good cross in, and Yengi's just literally flicked it with his right foot here. Good cross in there by Milanovic, and off the post. Well, how unlucky can you get? Should have been 1-1. As it happens, it's a free kick now to Hearts. And they've taken it short to Finlay. Well, it's been a breakfast 16-17 minutes, hasn't it? Goal kick now to Aberdeen. But we were hoping for a good game. We've certainly got one now. One goal, could have had a second Hearts goal, and we could have had an Aberdeen one back. It could have easily been 2 on Hearts at this page, the way the game's gone on another night. But we're really seeing a good open game of Scottish Premier League football. Who says Scottish football wasn't? Who says Scottish football was dull? I don't think too many people would. If anyone's watching this game tonight, it is. I mean, it's a good advert for the Scottish Premiership anyway. They used to call it the SPL in the olden days. Ball back with Zander Clark in the old yellow strip. He kicks it away right-footed over halfway. And Hearts at the moment keeping possession rather sweetly, but Nielsen trying to get the ball forward for Aberdeen. Deflects out of play. Will be a throw to Aberdeen in all white tonight. Hearts in the maroon. We come up to we've just hit the 18th minute mark now at Tynecastle. Right near Murrayfield as well, the birthplace of Scottish rugby. Free kick to Aberdeen as well. Not sure who's gone down there in a heap, but the referee Nick Walsh has got the yellow card out. It was Yengi was absolutely taken out there by Frankie Kent, who's going to be the first recipient of a yellow card, it looks like. Let's get that confirmed by that's his first of the season, Frankie Kent, Englishman. So Frankie Kent, first game in the referee's notebook, that has been confirmed. So a free kick to Aberdeen, left-hand side, deep inside Hearts territory. 90 minutes gone in the first half. And set pieces are going to be key in this game. The wind's blowing the ball, and the ball isn't stationary, so Milanovic will have to re-spot it from the correct position. And hopefully the ball won't blow off, almost ghost style, off like a golf ball going off the tee. Ball still rolling as that ball comes in, but the wind is so ferocious. It wasn't a good free kick by Milanovic, and in fact the goalkeeper got there. I wonder if he's going to have it retaken again. Yes, it's going to be a third retake now, but the wind is causing all sorts of trouble here for the set pieces here. There's a ferocious wind blowing around Tynecastle at the moment, which, well, they've gone short this time, and it hasn't come off for Aberdeen. The wind is going to be a crucial factor because it's just blowing all around, and I think Hearts have got the wind behind them in this first half. That's a clear foul there, and the referee quite happy to give a free kick there. And it was Kezanen who was the man who pushed over one of the Hearts defenders. Free kick to Hearts of Midlothian. Sander Clark with the kick then for the Edinburgh side, who lead by a goal to nil. Oh, referee's not happy about something. Speaking out Braga and Milne. look at Nick Walsh's body language. He's really pathetic with rage there towards Braga and Milne there, the two players involved. Milne of Aberdeen, Braga of Hearts. That's Jack Milne I'm talking about. The other Milne hit the crossbar for Hearts. I'm not sure if they're relatives or anything like that, but if they are brothers, one brother's beating the other. Anyway, free kick again. Don't forget, Russ Vernon will be with you at half time in this match to bring you up to date with the weekend football that's just gone. Leagues 1 and 2 will be on the menu. The roundup of Leagues 1 and 2 will be on your half time menu. And then we'll hopefully have full second half commentary of Hearts and Aberdeen, and hopefully we'll have let the good football continue. Don't forget, it's Accrington Stanley in action against Oldham in the League Cup tomorrow. You'll be able to hear that tomorrow night with Russ Vernon on TC Hub 2 and on JB Sports. Incidentally, if you want your live football tomorrow night, Russ will be at the Crown Ground Accrington, or the Wham Stadium as they call it now. It's a preliminary round of the Carabao Cup. The right to go into the first round. Newport got there last week with a win over Barnet. Will it be Accrington or Oldham who join them in the first round proper? The draw for that already made. Some really standout ties from that one, none more so than Birmingham at home to Sheffield United, who lost the playoff final, you may remember, on the same day as Aberdeen beat Celtic in the Scottish Cup final. We were at Wembley that day, Paul James and myself. And what a great final that really proved to be on the night, as Kent gets it forward for Hearts down the left-hand channel on the far side as we look here at Tynecastle. And the ball knocked back to Kent again. Of course, it's a big year as well in football circles all around the world. Of course, we got the World the US in about just under a year's time from now. And of course, it should be all fun and games in that particular competition. And Aberdeen went on the attack, but it was taken out there by Spittal, and here go Hearts again. It's getting a bit feisty out there now on the field. I mean, there's much doubt about it. Tackles flying left, right and centre. That should be ball threaded through into the Hearts penalty area, well fielded by Zander Clark, who's looked assured, has been beaten, but the post saved him when Yengi's little right-footed flick hit the right, inside of the right-hand post, which could and should have made it 1-1. But we have a good game here. But that there can be no doubts at all. Shanklin gets possession for Hearts and lead by that goal to nil. Graham Shinney on goal. After 11 minutes, the difference between the two sides here at Tynecastle. It's a good ball from the far side from Kent. If he can find Milne, and he has done. Milne's got it on the left-hand side. And he lost possession, but he won his team of throwing. He gets the ball off the tee, and we get on with the game. No ball boys around these days. The balls have to be picked up the tee. It's now standard practice since the COVID days. It's a way to keep the game flowing, but ball boys not to waste time. Good ball in there, and a chance here for Hearts now. Ball being behind. Desperate defending from Aberdeen, and it needed to be mopped up well, and in the end, Norstead got back there and just got a foot in on the edge of the 6-yard area. Otherwise, Shanklin might have been in for goal number 2. Of course, because it's a solo commentary tonight, no co-com, so I'm also got the added mission of choosing a player of the match later on. And for the first time in the Commentary Hub's history, it is not going to be sponsored by Commentary Services. I don't know who the sponsor is, but won a Man of the Match award. I forgot all about that, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, we've got the man of the match award, and as it's customary on the TC Hub, as it has been the previous 4 years, us commentators have to choose a player of the match. Not like the old JB Sports Day when it's naming the player and you hashtag it with JBMLTM anymore. Although we brought that back a little bit for the women's Euro final a week last Sunday. The sponsorship actually, Russ has reminded me, is Football Live as opposed to Commentary Services. Commentary Services now sadly ceases to exist as a company. Football Live is our new man of the match sponsor this season on TC Hub. We thank them for the season support, and all the man of the matches that we award will be sponsored by Football Live throughout the course of the season. That also includes the World Cup finals, by the way. And a free kick now to Hearts, midway inside the Aberdeen half with 27 minutes almost gone. Well, they're on Braga. Braga. Looks a player, this kid, I must say. He impressed me in this first sort of opening 27 minutes almost that we've been playing. And Hearts have got a real opportunity now to strike while the iron is hot. It's just to the right, off the side, just on the far side there. Plenty up in maroon as that ball comes into the mix once again. It's headed out. With only as far as number 14, Devlin, and then the cross comes in and a header one, and it was wide. It was Harry Milne again. He's certainly having plenty to say for himself. There he is now with the cross, or was it him? No, it was Pinley, in fact, with the cross. And in actual fact, I think it was Kent who got the final header, which went wide of the target. Well, it's been a topsy-turvy first 27, 28 minutes. And in the end, the goalkeeper, Mithoff, has had to put the ball out under pressure because they were trying to play out from the back, Aberdeen, and made a complete, shall we say, holics of it. Other hot drinks are available, of course. Don't forget, if you are listening along, please comment. Please keep the comments clean. We're still a family show. Any Hearts fans or Aberdeen fans listening to this, come and say hello, and we'll give you a shout out. So far, so good for Derek McInnes. Remember, Hearts playing a 3-5-2 tonight. Aberdeen playing this 4-2-3-1 formation. Scottish Cup holders losing a goal to nil. Hearts, who really struggled last year for the form, were beaten by Aberdeen, in fact, in this in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Playing with a bit of swagger as Milanovic gets back down to deny Braga. He was trying to be a little bit too eccentric there. Ball given away, and it's back with Hearts again. They're just playing keep ball now on the edge of the area, in their own half at the moment, or in the Aberdeen half. Finlay now back to number 4, Halkett. Halkett chips the ball out, and Milne trying to knock the ball in, and now a chance for Jensen to clear for Aberdeen as they try to get it, build something now through the centre here with number 7, which is Ananucci, and he tries to get the ball in there to Cousinelli, and he can't be found, and the ball kicked away by Xander Clark. Half an hour almost played here at Tynecastle. Final match of the first week of matches in the Scottish Premiership, which has involved a lot of talking points, none more so than the Rangers manager, Russell Martin, who accused his team's attitude, really, that it wasn't the tactics that went wrong, it was certain players' attitudes. Well, it's a brave man to come and say that under the press afterwards, but I think he knows that if you're going to catch Celtic, you have to be winning games like the one they dropped points against Motherwell, and that was the theme for Rangers last season, dropping too many points, which allowed Celtic to win the SPL title by an absolute mile. Well, it's Jensen now. Oh, he's giving it straight away to Devlin. You don't want to be doing that. And here comes Spittal. Turns nicely, finds Milne. Milne back to number 14, Devlin. And it's keep ball at the moment for Hearts at the moment. Kent goes out to the far side this time. Gets the ball back. For McEntee. Hearts do look a little tidy outfit in this season, I have to say. I think Derek McInnes' side do preach on playing football in the right manner, but also try and mix it up with a little bit of the longer stuff as well. It's all about getting 3 points, I think, in the opening games of the season. Gets the season off to a good start. We hit the 32nd minute now of this first period. 11-minute own goal from Graham Shinney, the Aberdeen captain, giving Heart of Lithuanian the lead. And that'll be a throw to Aberdeen. Conceded by Devlin, number 14. He's having a good few minutes in the in that central midfield there. Just to remind you of the goal scorer there, Graham Shinney, 11 minutes own goal. And please like and subscribe to the TC Hub as well. We've had a lot of good content that we've been playing out over the summer. The World Club Championships was a fairly good success for us. Of course, with an English club winning it, always helps the presence even more. Kudos to Russ and to Paul and to Luke and to several others that helped out in the summer coverage of the World Club Championships over in America. And I must admit, before the start of that tournament, I did have grave misgivings about the tournament. I need not have worried. It was towards the end, when we got to the knockout rounds, there were some really intriguing games of football being played. But what we didn't expect was Chelsea to run right in the final against the PSG side, who last season conquered all before them. But a good success for the TC Hub, and we hope to repeat that a year from now, when the real thing, the World Cup, takes place, the FIFA World Cup, and we'll have comprehensive coverage next summer of that tournament for you. Need we tell you on TC Hub. Jensen chips the ball into the penalty area. Aberdeen have it on the edge. It's charged away. They're trying to get shots off at every opportunity, but at the moment they can't produce anything magical at the moment. Still 1-0 to Hearts. But basically just camped in their own half of the field at the moment. Jensen is fouled there, surely. And a free kick to Aberdeen, fouled by Milne. Just pushed Jensen over when Jensen was, you could also say, not only was that a push, it was an obstruction, but the referee went up just to give Aberdeen a free kick. No yellow card for Milne. Frankie Kent, the only player so far out the 22 that started. On a caution card, as soon as we get a breaking play. I forgot all about the substitutes, but there's plenty of them, and we'll run through them at some point when we get a breaking play. Anyway, it's a free kick to Aberdeen, chipped in there by number 10, Clarkson, and the ball almost broke there, and it's going to come back almost for Clarkson, but it's Hart to hack it away up towards halfway. And Jensen now can return that with compliments. But it's back with Hearts now. We'll get a free kick. Now, just to run through the substitutes. For Aberdeen, we've got Fulton, Kingsley, Kabugu, Steinwinder, Forrest, Wilson, Magnuson, Carton and Kyriakis. For Aberdeen, we'll just break off for a second because it's Hearts on the attack here. And number 31, McEntee. He's lost possession, and here come Aberdeen. Well, I will run through the Aberdeen subs in a second or two. It's just now the ball's out of play for an Hearts throw. It gives me the chance to give you the subs for Aberdeen. So it's Suman, Devlin, Nicky Devlin, that is, Balaba, Boyd, Balaversa, Solka, Morris, Dorrington, and Katarson. They're all the substitutes from both teams now, so you're right up to date with who's playing where and who's sat on the bench and everything else. We haven't had VAR intervening yet, which has been good, and I think that's down to the referee's discretion. Nick Walsh has done a manful job keeping the game going. He is a referee that likes to give a game every chance to flow. He's one of those people. He's also a FIFA approved official, following the likes of Willie Collum and Hugh Dallas and Bob Valentine and several other great Scottish referees of the past. Milner again couldn't keep the ball in play. It will be another throw, Jensen to take. So we're inside the final 10 minutes of the first half, or the regulation anyway. Regulation time. Obviously there'll be time to be added on for injuries and stoppages. Ball knocked forward over the halfway. The ball will break here to number 19, which is Finlay, but this ball has been lost, and here comes Shinnie looking to make up for his mistake earlier. The own goal which divides the teams. He's running to trap it, but the ball breaks to Jensen. Has to go back over halfway into his own half. And Aberdeen get the free kick. Foul there, but number 6, that's Nielsen. And also Devlin is down on the orange, one of the Devlins. That's Cameron Devlin. Nicky Devlin, of course, is amongst the Aberdeen substitutes, of course. Free kick in favour of Aberdeen, despite Devlin's injury, as we see Leighton Clarkson, number 10. Seen diddly squat from him, if you pardon the pun. By the way, he's no relation to his more famous namesake Jeremy, of Top Gear and Millionaire fame, and Clarkson's Farm fame. Now with free kick. Everything goes short, and it's Leighton Clarkson now. I wanted to say Jeremy, but it's not Jeremy Clarkson, it's Leighton Clarkson. Anyway, here comes Braga now down the left-hand side now for Hearts. Crossing there towards Shanklin, but again, good defending there by Aberdeen. And it was important that Max Coaster got back there, and otherwise, if he hadn't got there, Lawrence Shanklin might have had an opportunity to make it 2-0, but he didn't. Because Max Coaster got back and did a very good job to stop the left-hand side cross from coming in. Jensen now finding Clarkson. Deep inside his own half, though. Aberdeen going sideways, but not going forwards. They have to go long now to come forward. And I have to say the game has just quietened down a touch after that frantic first 20, 25, 26 minutes. But it hasn't been a bad watch. Free kick to Aberdeen, to the annoyance of Graham Shinnie on the far side. Devlin just nicking the ball away from him. Come on, mate. It's our free kick. Don't keep the ball. And the next time Aberdeen are in action, they're up at Pittodrie on Sunday. 12 o'clock kick-off. They play Celtic. That could be a good watch, that one. Don't forget, long wing-wake action to come. We're in Accrington tomorrow. Well, TC Hub 2 and JB Sports are with Russ. Spurden will be your man in the commentary box. Accrington Stanley against Oldham Athletic in the preliminary round of the Carabao Cup competition down in England. Join Russ tomorrow evening on those particular platforms. We'll bring you the preliminary rounds of the Carabao. We're right to go into the first round. Meanwhile, in the Scottish Premiership, cross came in from Milne from the left-hand side, and it broke nicely there for Aberdeen to get it away, but only as far as Kent. He plays a lovely ball in, but there's no one on the end of it. Couldn't find Shanklin, and it's gone out for a throw into Aberdeen. As we come up towards 40 minutes played here. Good cross from near side, as I said, from Milne. Milner certainly impressed me on the left-hand side, I must say. And at this stage, if I was to choose a player of the match, and if the game only lasted 40 minutes, and Russ had to put me on the spot for a player of the match, I think I would probably choose Milne. Certainly been one of the better outlets in this game thus far. And he's hit the crossbar too. Let's not forget that. We now go into the final 5 minutes. Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0. Shinny on goal, 11 minutes. And that's a good ball from Bogdanovic. Can't find Milne on the near side. Out for a throw. At least Hearts are trying to play some very enterprising stuff. Hit 40, 50 yard crossfield passes from right to left flanks. And Aberdeen make another mess of a throw in. Looks out of play there by Nielsen. But he's certainly been my player of the match at this stage. Harry Milne, he's put some good crosses in. He's had a left footed drive that's smashed the crossbar. And at the moment, and of course he provided the assist for the own goal, of course. We'll claim an assist on the opening goal. It was Milne's cross that caused all the confusion. Haven't really seen too much of Lawrence Shankland yet, the Hearts skipper. We might see now. Here's Milne, left-hand side, first time cross, looking towards Shankland. It'll come over to the far side, and a shot hit in anger with the right foot. Whizzes over the top there from Bogdanovic, and it's a goal kick to Aberdeen. Badly sliced it. Well, it could have gone next door to Merrifield. Would have been an appropriate place for the ball to end up in at that time. Just a rugby goal kick, a rugby conversion kick away from Merrifield from Hearts' Tynecastle ground. Also Edinburgh, a lovely traditional British city. You've got the Edinburgh tattoo, you've got stunning architecture in this city. It's a wonderful place to come and watch football and watch sport here in Edinburgh. Of course, that's where the Scottish rugby team play their home games. Of course, not far, I said, just a rugby kick away at Merrifield. There's another cross hoping to come in now from number 19, Finlay. Goes back to number 16, which is spit out. Good ball out to the far side. Three in the middle, including Shankland, and it's off the defender for a corner on the left-hand side, well, the right-hand side to Hearts, as we now go into the final 2 minutes plus stoppage time at the end of the first half. And it's going to be Milne to take the corner from, looks like he takes the corners from both sides here. Remember, this is my first foray into Scottish football as a commentator, so I've had a lot of guesswork. It's a short corner towards the back post, headed back. Chances there, and it was a good header back by Halkett, but he just couldn't find a maroon shirt inside the penalty area in Aberdeen. Hack it out only as far as halfway. Hart still pumping it in there. Shankland's gone over. That's the referee going to give it. This is Shankland now. Van der Klaan. Oh, what a superb off for the goal. Finds the left-hand corner of the net. And Derek McInnes raises his fist in delight. Lawrence Shankland, who about 2 minutes ago I said he hadn't featured too much in this game. Well, he's just come back to eat my words and more. The Scottish international, the man that makes Heart and Mithwellian tick, has just put his side 2 goals clear. Now, they might look at this on VAR. Was Kent interfering with play? And was he offside in the build-up? I think this could be a VAR job. Take nothing away from a brilliant effort with the right foot into the top corner of the net by Lawrence Shankland. It was a terrific goal for now. But was Kent interfering with play in the build-up? Well, for the time being at least, Derek McInnes can raise his fist in triumphant delight. We've played the 45 minutes. And as things stand, Hearts have 2 goals clear. But Kent wandered into an offside position and then played a part in the setting up of Shankland's goal. Now this is a big decision for Kevin Clancy. And they are checking it on the VAR. So Nick Walsh has to sit back whilst the VAR claiming cancelled. They're not at Stoppage Park because we're in Scotland, so I presume it's some equivalent in Glasgow or Edinburgh that they're having to check this. And now the wait. Well, it's excruciating, that's for sure. And if the referee's told to go to the screen, we all know that what usually that would mean, but what's the referee going to give here? Looks like it's a 3 kick to Aberdeen, and it goes back to 1-0, I'm afraid. So the goal does not count. So we're into 2 added minutes, incidentally, at the end of the first half, for which we've actually played a minute of. And it was about, well, it shouldn't have taken, it should have took 30 seconds for the VAR to come to the conclusion. It took something of a region of about 2 minutes. But as you can quite clearly see there, he was at least 2 yards offside. But it's a real shame from Lawrence Shankland's point of view, because that was a stunning goal. But it will not be remembered. It will be taken away in the fullness of time now, because that's going to be lost in the fullness of time, because that goal does not, I'm afraid, stand. So we've almost come to the end of the first half here with Zander Clark. There's not much to do really in the heart of Midlothian goal. Now, Shankland trying to turn on the edge of the penalty area. It comes out to Braga on the far side. And now the ball blocked back across, and there might have been an opportunity there for McKenzie, but he couldn't. He found, and it's hooked out for a Hearts throw on the right hand side, the far side as we look, in line with the 18-yard box. Referee, well, he's stopping the game, I think, the referee. Is he? What's the referee doing here? I'm not quite sure what Nick Walsh is doing. The spotlight is on him. Maybe it was Zangi involved, or Yengi rather involved. I don't know. Maybe something. I don't know if it's a VAR check. Must be a VAR check. We haven't seen any replays. Anyway, whatever it was, it's a throw into Hearts. I'm sure the should be all cleared up in the fullness of time as the throw-in comes into from the right-hand side. It's headed away by Aberdeen. Well, deep into stoppage time. We played way over the 2 minutes, purely and simple because VAR took about that amount of time. Ball back with Zander Clark, who kicks away right-footed up towards the edge of the Aberdeen penalty area, and it almost came to Shankland inside the area. Braga shoots, deflected. Might fall for and it was knocked, stabbed wide, in fact, by Harry Milne and behind for a goal kick. But it was a long kick from Zander Clark that caused all sorts of confusion in the Aberdeen defensive line. The first effort was charged away from Braga, and I think Milne maybe took it away from Shankland as he went in to hit the rebound just to the left of the 6-yard box at the half-time whistle is bolted by Nick Walsh of Dumbartonshire. So it's all happened here in this first half. It's been a good game of football. Hearts leading for a Graham Shinnie own goal after 11 minutes. But we've had VAR involved when Lawrence Shankland's 20-yard foul driver from the edge of the penalty area was chalked off because Kent had and the build-up had strayed 2 yards offside and had interfered with play. So in that respect, even though VAR took at least 2 and a bit minutes to come to the conclusion, they still came to the right decision. But a good game of football. Aberdeen have hit the post as well through Yengi, but that's about as good as it got for them. So plenty for Jimmy Talent to do at half-time. And Derek McInnes, despite the fact that he had a goal chalked off, will be pleased with some of the attacking play of his side. Anyway, we're going to head back to the studio in Yorkshire for the scoreline up here in the city of the tattoo in Edinburgh at Tynecastle. It's Hearts 1, Aberdeen 0.
Thank you very much there to JB, who has brought us the half-time scoreline there, which is Arts 1, Aberdeen 0 at the break. Graham Shinney with the goal there on 11 minutes put through its own net to give Arts the lead at half-time in this Scottish Premiership encounter. I'm spending, as JB said, and I'm going to be bringing you some half-time score, full-time scores from the weekend's games from EFL League 1 and League 2. And I'll show you the fixtures that's coming up in the Championship this weekend, with one fixture in those Championship games in doubt, and I'll explain why I'm going to bring you those fixtures. Let's take a look then at the EFL League 1 fixtures then, starting off on Friday evening, which was the first game of the new 25-26 season, which started on Friday night. Unfortunately, no one here in the country were unable to bring you that coverage of the game there in the league domestic season, which looked like a good game. It was Luton Town 1, AFC Wimbledon 0, the result there. In EFL League 1 on Saturday afternoon, it was Blackpool 2, Stevenage 3, Bradford City 2, Wycombe Wanderers 1, Burton Albion 2, Mansfield Town 1, Cardiff City 2, Peterborough United 1, Doncaster Rovers 1, Exeter City 0, Huddersfield Town 3, Leyton Orient 0, Lincoln City 2, Reading 0, Plymouth Argyle 1, Barnsley 3, Rotherham United 2, Port Vale 1, and Wigan Athletic 3, Northampton Town 1. On Sunday afternoon, yesterday afternoon, they finished Stockport County 2, Bolton Wanderers 0 in EFL League 1, as you can see there on your screen. Now take a look at League 2 action, and the results there in League 2 was Accrington Stanley 1, Gillingham 1. Barnet's first game back in the EFL in around about 7 years, I think it was. They lost at home 2-0 to Fleetwood Town. Excuse me. Cambridge 1, Cheltenham Town 0, Chesterfield 1, Barrow 0, Hull United 1, Tranmere Rovers 1, Grimsby Town 3, Crawley Town 0, MK Dons 0, Oldham Athletic 0, Newport County 1, Notts County 1. That kicked off later than usual due to a fan taking ill in the crowd. I believe, happy to say that the fan was responding well to treatment, and it was a Notts County fan, so speedy recovery to him from everyone here at the Commenttary Hub and our partner channels as well. Salford City 1, Alexandra 3, Shrewsbury Town 0, Bromley 0, Walsall 2, Swindon Town 1. Let's take a look at the Scottish Premiership results from the weekend. Thus far, Kilmarnock 2, Livingston 2, Motherwell 1, Rangers 1, Celtic 1, St Mirren 0, Dundee 1, Hibernian 2, Falkirk 2, Dundee United 1, and the half-time score in our game is at one at the bottom of your screens there. Arts 1, Aberdeen 0 is the scores there. Let's take a look at the fixtures coming up in the Championship this coming weekend. Start off on Friday evening when Birmingham City take on Ipswich Town. Then on Saturday afternoon it's Charlton against Watford, Coventry against Hull, Middlesbrough against Swansea, Norwich City against Millwall, Oxford United versus Portsmouth, QPR versus Preston North End, Sheffield United versus Bristol City is the tea time kickoff at 5:30, Southampton versus Wrexham, Stoke City against Derby County, West Bromwich Albion versus Blackburn Rovers, and on Sunday, should he go ahead, and I'll explain why in a moment, Leicester City against Sheffield Wednesday. Which is what I'm saying, if that goes ahead. Sheffield Wednesday having problems with their own and not paying the wages on time for the players and the staff, and Danny Rowe recently left the club due to a similar situation. He left and walked away, then came back and then left again. Henry Pedersen, his former assistant, is now the boss of Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday should have played a friendly with Premier League side Burnley, who finished second in the Championship last season. At the weekend at Burnley, the game was called off due to Sheffield Wednesday players refusing to play and there's talks that they could refuse to play for not being paid on time. His third successive month is not being paid on time, and this could be a big situation. Then there's also talks that from today, Morecambe, which is sad to see as well, Morecambe, this is sad news. As of today, they've got no money left in the football club. They could have had new owners, Morecambe. However, due to the owner not wanting to sign off the deal and transfer it over, the deal for that one is no longer happening. So as this stands right now, Morecambe's future is looking very, very bleak. Sheffield Wednesday's future is looking very, very bleak as well. So that's the latest on the teams there. Hopefully you're enjoying our coverage of the Scottish Premiership, and hopefully you're enjoying our coverage, our graphics and everything that you can see on the screen. There will be bringing you the second half coverage of the game between Arsenal and Aberdeen. Very, very shocking, with JB, John Stuttard, up at Tynecastle Park for us this evening, bringing you the game tonight. And it's been a fantastic commentary so far. Good to have him back on the channel after a bit of time away due to over the summer break, but it's always good to have JB on and bring some excellent commentaries. It was the person who gave me a chance on his own channel, JB Sports, which you can hear me on tomorrow, incidentally, with Accrington Stanley against Oldham Athletic in the Carabao Cup. And he was the man who gave me a chance in commentary on YouTube quite a few years ago now, probably 5 years or so ago now, maybe even, no, it's been longer, around about 7 or 8 years ago now, should I say. And he's a top guy, and he's joined us 5 years ago, and really good to have him on board and giving him pass on to some of his ideas and knowledge to some of our younger listeners and our younger team being involved in this game, which is always a pleasure to have someone like JB as part of our team here on the commentary. We're spending the man bringing you the presenting duties side of things this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, depending where you are across the world listening to it. You also listen to us over on Storm FM as well. If you listen over there, thank you very much. Also, the main channel, the Commenttary Hub on YouTube. And we're also live tonight on Russ P. Vernon _92, my personal Twitch channel. Go over there, drop us a follow, and you stay up to date when we go live. So we'll go live with our commentaries, whether it's on the main T-Sub or T-Sub 2, over on the channel there for listeners there. And if you're listening over on Twitch right now and you're thinking, right, I'm enjoying the coverage, I'm about to go out in my car, I don't want to miss it, what you can do is just switch it to audio only, go into your car, put your phone up to your car, connect it up to your car, and listen to the coverage with us while you're driving around, so you never miss a kick of any of our games that we bring you on the Commenttary Hub 2 as well, which we will also be live on my Twitch for on the Commenttary Hub 2 games as well, and we'll be on there throughout the season. And as JB mentioned, a new sponsor for the player or the match this season, that is sponsored by the brilliant Football Live, which is really good over there. And if you listen to Football Live, which is a radio station, which goes out onto a radio station in Nigeria on a Saturday afternoon on Wheeler FM, 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, back this weekend for your Premier League action. And we also give reports on the games from the top flight in Germany, maybe even in France as well at times. Even Scottish Premiership action we bring you over there as well on Football Live. You can hear myself and Paul James, two of our commentators here on the channel, over there as well, and really good team over there, which is really good, and good to see everyone people getting involved. And if you want to get involved with the channel, you're listening and you're thinking, I'd like to do that, if you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, just search for it on there, Commentary Live 1, drop us a follow and send us a DM saying you'd like to get in contact. We'll then respond to you, and we'll get in touch with you via the DMs, tell you how to get in touch with myself, and I'll speak to you and get in touch, and then you can potentially join us and become part of our team, our ever-growing team as well. And hopefully having Scarf, one of our newest members, joining us for some games presenting, whereas even the old commentaries as well this season to work alongside myself and JB, Paul, Nick, Mike, and many others on the channel that we've had throughout the past 5 years or so. We started back in, well, we've not been on 5 years, we've been on over just 4 years now. February 2021 was our first broadcast, and he's just gone straight from there. We've had, like I said, Matt Tiles has gone on to work at IMG, and you've probably seen him on some EFL coverage on Sky Sports or on ITV's highlights there as well. And we've also had John Kane on, he now works at Football Live. We've had Jack Cunningham on, he works now for Talk Sport amongst others. So we've had people where we've gone on to work on mainstream channels as well. Matt's also been the voice of Birmingham City's in-house Blues TV channel for a little bit as well. So any Birmingham fans out there, you'll have heard Matt's voice on there as well. If you go back to some of the earlier games, you'll hear some of the matches, that coverage from there as well. And we'll bring you some matches there. When we'll give you the coverage of the game tomorrow between Accrington Stanley and Oldham Athletic, it's a 7:45 kickoff for that one, incidentally. What I will do over there, I'll also bring you the updates and at half-time and full-time of our Rangers are getting on against Victoria Pilsen in the Champions League, which is the fixed qualifying round for the Champions League for Rangers against Victoria Pilsen, qualifying round 3 in that one. We're getting ready to hand back over to JB very, very short for the second half coverage of the game between us and Aberdeen. Graham Shirley put through his own net under 11 minutes, and that's the difference between the two sides as it stands right now. Lawrence Shankland 40 doubled the lead for Arts. However, that goal was disallowed for offside in the build-up by Frankie Kent there as well. I'll keep you bang up to date with everything that happens in the game there in the second half, with second half coverage and commentary coming up very, very soon. And if you're enjoying our coverage, thank you very much for being involved and listening to us as well. And it's really good to have you on with us, and it's always a pleasure to have you on with us as well. I'm just seeing some of the chances which Aberdeen had in the first half. Yengi in the post on 16 minutes, we just flicked off him and in onto the post. That was after we'd gone behind, and that could have been he just come off his shin pad and onto the post. And the goalkeeper Claude was beaten with that one dove very, very late, so it might have been on target, that would have been in, and that would have been an equaliser there as well. We're getting ready for the start of the second half very, very shortly then. Right, Tynecastle Park is the venue. JB, John Stuttard is standing by as the players get ready to come out for the second half. Let me hand you back over to him now then, shall we? He's back over to your man in the commentary box at Tynecastle Park. JB, John Stuttard for us against Aberdeen in the second half. JB, all yours.
Thank you, Russ. Welcome back to Tynecastle here up in Edinburgh. It's up in Scotland, isn't it? I don't know why I didn't go years and years ago. Well, the floodlights, I can tell you, are now back on for the start of the second half. Well, they are on now. It's going to be Hearts in the maroon shirts to get us restarted. And let's hope. I mean, Aberdeen didn't do themselves justice. The Scottish Cup winners of last season, they didn't really do themselves justice in the first half. They did hit the post, but that's all about as good as it got for them. As we all are all set now to get underway. That's the ball they're going to be playing with. It's a nice Puma number. In fact, Puma now have become the official ball of not just the Scottish Premier League and the EFL, but they're now the chosen ball of the Premier League as well, the English Premier League. So Puma certainly the ball of choice, certainly in British League football, that's for sure. So we're back underway. Aberdeen attacking the goal to my left. Hearts to the right here at Tynecastle. Hearts leading 1-0. Graham Shinney on goal. Lawrence Shankland since had the ball in the net, but as we all know, it was chalked out through the VAR. As Aberdeen go in search of another goal here that would, of an equalising goal, which would certainly bring them back into this contest as the ball sits over the top. Well defended there by Hearts, and now here's Braga midway inside the Aberdeen half. Now here's Milne, who's certainly been my pick of the player of the match. Tries to put another teasing cross in, but this time it's gone way over and it's out for a goal kick to Aberdeen. Just to reconvene with the teams: Clark, Kent, Halkett, Finlay, Bukovic, McKentry, Devlin, Spittal, Milne, Shankland and Braga for Hearts. For Aberdeen, it's Mitov, Jensen, Milne, Gusta, Shinnie, Nielsen, Clarkson, Milanovic, Anucci, Kesselinen and Yengi for Aberdeen. This is number 12 on the ball now for Hearts, but at the moment it has been one-way traffic this evening. From, if you're a Hearts fan, you certainly will feel that they've certainly been the better team. Now, what's the referee giving here? Free kick to Hearts, I think, deep inside the Aberdeen territory. We've had a comment that's flooded in as well. Ben Kaiser, well, we'll find out in the second half. We've seen one, could have had another two or three, to be honest. But we'll find out. Not been a bad watch, but I think it could be better from an Aberdeen point of view. They just really haven't turned up on the night. Here's the free kick from Milne into the penalty area. The goalkeeper got a fist on it now. He might come here and they get away with it, Aberdeen. And it needed to be hooked away there by Nielsen. Milne's free kick. The goalkeeper came out, Mitov, and made an absolute Horlicks of it. Miscued his punch. And in the end, it's out for a corner. There's another comment come in, and I'll come to that in a second whilst there's a breaking play. Milne's going to take the corner, but the linesman stopped him. Referee not happy. Maybe about some pushing and shoving going on. Kent involved, and close to the Aberdeen centre-back involved. It's a one battle we'll have to keep our beady eyes on. Here comes the corner, in from the near side. This time the goalkeeper a lot more decisive. Mitov takes it cleanly under no great pressure, and then he kicks down the field, looking towards 81, which is Kesselinen, but again, good covering there by the Heart of Methodian defence. Aberdeen take the throwing kick quickly. Now they need a better outlet in the second half, I fancy. As the ball is spotted in there by Shinnie, comes back out to Shinnie. Good first touch. It's been a tough old examination of Aberdeen's credentials. Also getting more easier tests as Shinnie, who was unlucky to put through his own net, but there was a penetrating ball in there by Milne. It's a free kick to Aberdeen, which gives me an opportunity now to check the comments. There's another one coming from James Greer. If you'd seen the football on Sunday, you think not much about Scottish football. That's a bit harsh, really. Scottish football is quite an underrated league in a lot of respects. There are some good football games played up in Scotland, I've got to tell you. I'm looking at this one tonight. I've enjoyed the Hearts' performance tonight. I really have. Been good to watch. But I've got some defending to do here. And it's going to be Clarkson to send this into the penalty area. There's a man free, and it's been tucked wide. Oh my goodness, what an opportunity that was. Might have been offside, in fact, but to be honest with you, Yengi has had two big gilt-edged opportunities here. This time with the side of his left foot. Flicked it wide of the far right-hand post. And really, in essence, he should have tucked that in. Although, having looked at the replay from the camera on the 18-yard line, I have to be honest, I think he might have strayed at least half a yard offside. But anyway, back on with the game now. That's going to be a foul there. Push on the defender, number 6. Nelson by number 12 there, Bunovic. And a free kick. It is to Aberdeen. Much better from Jimmy Turn's men. McInnes will be a little bit aggrieved. Oh no, there's a chance here, but out comes Zander Clark as Kusimi Yengi was closing in possibly to try and flick it over him, but out he came. And he did superbly well. Manino Yellow kicking away now with the right foot, trying to get Arts going down that far side, on the near side I should say. And that was the chance there to make it 1-1. It's a tough old night here in Edinburgh, but obviously Hearts are playing against the wind. The ball was going to go into Braga's path. The referee must have blown for a free kick against Braga. A free kick to Aberdeen. So we had a tough time. And Neil Critchie, that was the name I was trying to find of the manager. Neil Critchie had a bad time with results and was sacked after they were beaten in the Scottish Cup semi-finals by Aberdeen, coincidentally. But here come Aberdeen now looking for this equaliser. A bit more purpose about them in the second half, maybe because they've got the wind behind them. A touch here. And here is Milanovic. Milanovic cuts inside. Will he get the shot off? Milanovic shoots. Good save by the goalkeeper, Zander Clark. He had to dive away to his right. And then Shinny trying to get an effort in, but it was well charged away by the Hearts defence. But Milanovic making something happen, cutting in from the left-hand side. Then got his left shot, then he put his left foot through the ball. He was heading towards the far left-hand corner of the net. But away, it was actually probably a bit closer to the goalkeeper than I thought it was initially. Looking at it from where we're sitting. We're sitting opposite the main stand here at Tynecastle. Braga has been flagged offside on the far side. Free kick to Aberdeen then. That's surely going to be another foul. Now there's the free kicks are going to stop up, and the more the free kicks are going to tot up, more likely Nick Walsh might have to start getting his yellow card out. It's been that sort of night really. And yes, it's our fifth season. This season will be the fifth season as we see a yellow card issued to another Hearts and Midlothian player, and it's Halkett. Well, he got the ball for me. I think that's considering that we've seen other sort of incidents that have been punished with just a yellow card, I think that's a bit harsh against Craig Halkett. I'll be totally honest with you. But the referee was adamant. And a free kick it is to Aberdeen. In a position of some promise. Midway inside the Hearts half. And they get the equalising goal they so desperately crave. Free kick comes into the penalty area towards the back post, and unfortunately Jack Milne coming in at the far post couldn't turn the ball goal bound, and another chance goes begging for Aberdeen. This is the foul again, a perceived foul. Well, I thought that was a clean tackle. I think the referee there, Nick Walsh, was very hasty in my opinion to book Halkett for that. I'll be totally frank with you. Anyway, free kick has been taken up towards Shankland. And the ball comes back again, and now it's been lost, and now an opportunity now for Yengi to get on the end of that ball, but again the ball knocked back towards Zander Clark, who just kicks away. Quick on halfway. Ball out to the far side now, and it's Nikos Milanovic. Spreading the play out nicely there to Graham Shinny, number 4. Shinny does expertly well here, takes the ball down. The man whose own goal divides the two teams here at the moment. Shinny gets the ball left-hand side. Just calmly knocks the ball back again, and Again, it's just to keep ball with Aberdeen at the moment there. And the ball running out of play. And it's out for a throw-in. The ball now back with Hearts, who lead via goal to nil. 10 minutes of the second half played on all TCL platforms. So TCL tonight, well, I say all TCL platforms, there's 3 of them that are showing and are bringing you this game tonight. We're on the TCL, we're on Storm FM, and we're on Focus on Football tonight, folks. Tomorrow's match will be on TCL 2 and AB Sports. So that will be the Accrington Stanley against Oldham Athletic in the first round proper of the, well, not the first round proper, but the preliminary round of the League Cup, the EFL Cup, I should say. Affectionately now known as the Carabao, due to the sponsorship deal. But Aberdeen having the more of the play now, certainly having more possession. They've had 1 shot on target. So a bit more of an improvement from their viewpoint. And still Focus on Football. Sorry, it's TCF, Storm FM and Russ's personal Twitch channel. Sorry, I've been out of business for a couple of months, so I do apologise to people. I'm misleading you with St. Fighters Dance by saying that we're on Focus on Football, but we're not. Anyway, the ball not forward, but we are live on TCL and we are on the Twitch channel and we are on Storm FM. So those are the channels that are participating in this commentary tonight. Good play by Milne into the penalty area, just too high for Braga inside the penalty area. Chances here still for Hearts inside the area. Ball out to the far side, chipped in towards the back post. Milne's up again, and the header goes over the top for a goal kick to Aberdeen. As we now go towards the 58-minute mark here of this second half here at Tynecastle. And still it remains 1-0 as that ball was just chipped in there. And over the top it went for a goal kick, which has been taken short and then pumped up the field. And the game now starting to become a little bit stretched. Kent gets it back to Clark, who kicks away right-footed. Back the side of his right foot. And now the ball out to the far side, and it's Jensen. He goes down. The referee doesn't want to know. Or does he want to know? Yes, he does want to know. It's a free kick against Spittal. So another opportunity now for Aberdeen, who have improved beyond recognition in this second half, looking a lot better as an attacking force. The ball not back once more. Apologies if you could hear shouting in the background. Great atmosphere around Tynecastle, but it's been tested to the limit because Aberdeen are really giving it a good go in this second half. That's a foul there. The referee is going to start booking players again. Only 2 in the book at the moment. That's 2 of the back 4 for Hearts. Oh, actually, 2 of the back 3 for Hearts, I should say. A bit of afters here from Ananucci. He's pushed the defender over, and a yellow card. Dissent, really. Petulance, really. Let's see what happened. Well, it was silly, really, to push Devlin like that. It really was silly. And the Frenchman has been booked. But on another day, another referee, a much harsher referee, might have sent the guy off. No need for that. Referee deciding to err on the side of caution, but on another day, as I say, that could have been a red card. Aberdeen just letting frustrations just boil over somewhat here in this second period. And it's becoming a little bit littered with fouls here, which is disappointing because we saw a good first half. A good first half, really full of great enterprising football. We've seen precious little of that in the second half. Certainly in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Now the referee, another booking now. The yellow cards, as I thought, would top up. Now Devlin, I think, is taking his revenge. Yep. It's the foul. And he becomes the fourth player. 3 for Hearts now in the book. Cammy Devlin, the Australian, in the book. Don't mess about with an Australian, do you? Information that Graham Shinney's 11-minute goal defining the two teams, as you can see on our caption. Clarkson with a free kick. That's Leighton Clarkson to take the free kick here for Aberdeen. 61 minutes gone. Cross comes into the penalty area. Headed away, only half away, and Hearts just about scramble it clear. And here's Braga. Has he run out of pitch? Looks like he has, but it's a throw into Hearts of Mithwanian, and that'll give them a little bit of respite here. But the game has all of a sudden started to become really bitty. And Aberdeen, unsurprisingly, making 2 changes. Boyd is one of them, and Palava is the other one. Now, who are the players going off, I wonder? Yengi, who missed 2 guilty chances, is one of those players. We'll get confirmation of who the other player has been as well. So it's Kesanen and Yengi off. Palava and Boyd both on. Roll to Hearts. Lead by a goal to 0. Inside the final half an hour. Plus injury and stoppage time at the end of what's been a decent game of football, but it's become rather bitty. And the throw comes in. It's now just a question of who's going to discipline themselves the most. Hearts have got to be careful now. Reading the referee's notepad to the one of Aberdeen. A shame for the game's point of view if we saw a red card. It has been, compared to what we saw in the first half, it's been a little bit more disappointing in the second half. But here's Braga. Can we see some football possibly played now? As I say, just getting bitty. It's just got bitty at times. It has really been that sort of match, really, where it's just been a few meaty tackles flying in. Here's Shinney, the man whose own goal separates the two sides. Shinney still. Shinney goes down. The referee gives it a throw to Hearts. Shinney wanted a free kick. I actually thought he made a bit of a meal of it there, Graham Shinney. Just battling there. Let's see, was he? Well, it was a small. If it was the minimal of touches. I think it would have been harsh to give it Aberdeen. I think, I'll be honest with you. I think Shinney was lucky for that somewhat. Aberdeen leading or trailing to his own goal. So I guess he's a bit desperate, trying to put things right for his side. It's only the first match, and that's not a good kick away from Xander Clark. It's probably the first mistake he's actually made, and it could turn out to be costly now if Aberdeen can take advantage. What a good tackle that was! Brilliant challenge. Because it looked to all the while as if Aberdeen were going to get the equalising goal. And in the end, it didn't turn out to be that way. Boyd was coming in there. Or was it? No, it was number 7. It was Ananucci going in there rather. And in the end, he was well challenged. In fact, it was Ananucci. It came off last, so it's a goal kick. Mark's yet to make a substitution. Which tells you everything you need to know about how well it's been for Derek McInnes' side, new side. But it's 1-0. I think Aberdeen are about to make a third change. So they're going for it. I suppose they have to at this point. As Boyd went off in pursuit, but he stopped there, and now Let's try to build something down the right-hand channel. It's been a tough go. It's been a tough old game at times. It has to be said. But then again, it has been tough. But well, we played what 66, nearly 67 minutes of this second half. And towards the halfway mark of the second half. Shankland trying to turn. Good challenge there into Shankland's path. And here's a chance now for Spittal. Plays it out to the far side. Now what's the gust going to be like near side? I mean, and the ball's too close to the goalkeeper by budging neck, and it's straight in the arms of the goalkeeper. And it still remains 1-0 to Hearts, but it's still tight. But the second half really hasn't lived up to all the expectations as we thought it might be. Really been a disappointing first 20 minutes of the second half. It really has. Game's got a bit bitty. Aberdeen have had a couple of good opportunities though. No, that's about as good as it's got really. 67 now, minutes almost gone then. And Hearts still leading. 11th minute goal scored by Graham Shinney. If you just joined us late, Shankland had the ball in the net, but a 20-yard thunderbolt from the left of the D before half time. The goal didn't count because in the build-up, Harry Kent had strayed in an offside position. In fact, as it turned out on the replays, it showed that he was a good, 2 yards offside at the time. That's keeping the ball rather well here. Trying to knacker or tire Aberdeen out at this point. A slice on the clearance that could go out of play on the far side. Braga did expertly well to keep that in on the far side, and he may have hurt himself in the process. And I thought some incident had kicked off there. Milne was involved, but the referee just diffusing the situation. It's just getting It's getting rather bitty out there now. Braga looks as if he was going to be okay. He feels that he should have had a free kick. And Aberdeen about to make a third substitution. I guess they have to go for it now. There's no other choice. As Nielsen comes off and Shaden Morris comes on number 20. So can Morris make the difference? And look as if we're going to see some substitutions there for Hearts. There's like 3 of them about to come on, maybe 4. As they, of course, the rules in the SPL, like it is in the Premier League and others, you're allowed to make 5 substitutions every game now. From a nominated 8 on the, from a nominated 9 named. So we're going to see some Hearts substitutions. Looks like there's going to be 4 Hearts substitutions now. We'll get these all confirmed as we go along here. There's quite a number of them to get through and confirm. I can tell you that Kent and Borkovic are off. Steinwender and Forrest are both on. Steinwender is an Austrian, Forrest a Scot. That's 2 of them confirmed. We'll get the other 2 confirmed in just a second or 2 as well. Braga and Spittal are both off, and Wilson, a Scot, and Kyriadis, Greek, are both on. Braga, of course, Portuguese. So that's the changes for Hearts. They've made 4 in 1. Fresh legs from the bench. Aberdeen, I think, have used 3 now. So Hearts have got 1 substitution left to make. Aberdeen have 2. So they are up to from 9 substitutes nominated. That each team can use up to 5 substitutes out of 9 nominated in the Scottish Premiership this season. No one lets that go out of play for a goal kick to Aberdeen. To remind you, that will be from Edinburgh to Accrington tomorrow night. Ross Vernon will be at the Crown Ground for Accrington Stanley, who finished just outside the relegation places in League Two. Real fall from grace for them, along with Morecambe, who sadly have gone under as well, or could go under financially. It would be a real shame if they did, but they're in the conference as we speak, although their membership has been suspended. And of course, a shout out to all the Sheffield Wednesday fans who are seeing their club struggling financially as well. Hopefully they can get a new buyer, but I suppose Barry Bannon staying for another season, signing a new contract, will really give them a fresh optimism for the future. We'll soon find out. Here come Aberdeen looking for this equalising goal, and the shot comes in from one of the substitutes. Boyd reflects into the path of Xander Clark, who picks the ball up and really under no great pressure whatsoever. It's been that sort of a night, really, where it's really been a tough examination of both sides, really, where they are at the start of the season. It's going to be a long 9 months ahead for both these sides. And it'll be good to see Hearts back in the top 6 or 7 of the Scottish football again. They've got a free kick here. Milne's going to probably take it. Not the big man forward. Shankland's in there. Lovely if we see a goal scored here. It's going to be Milne to whip it into the penalty area towards Shankland, and another player there too, and it's been nodded in. Bravely, I must say. I'm not sure who got the final touch, but it's 2-0 to Hearts nevertheless. And it's Devlin who put his head in where it hurts. It's Finlay rather who put his head in where it hurts at the near post, or the far post rather. And Hearts go 2 goals clear. And Aberdeen sunk by a wonderful cross again from Harry Milne, who's had a marvellous match. Left-footed, no offside this time. They're not going to take that away from him, are they? Well, is he on? Well, there may well be questions asked maybe of the defending. It looks a perfectly legitimate goal. It was a loose ball, it was there to be won. And Finlay, the centre-back, one of 3 in the Hearts 11, has stooped to Coker and nodded it past the goalkeeper, Dimitar Mitrov. So Hearts should be okay, 2-0 ahead, you'd think. Of course, we can't be too sure until VAR have okayed it. Well, on the first phase of play, nobody's offside. It's the second phase that might be the interesting bit. Well, I don't think Shankland's interfering. I'll be amazed if this goal doesn't stand. I think that's a perfectly reasonable second goal, because the goalkeeper is not interfered in any way, shape or form. Well, this is this has now been, if this has been referred to VAR, it's been taking nearly 2 minutes now. What's the referee going to give here? It's a goal! Finlay does get the goal, and I thought it was a legitimate goal, and so it is proved. And Hearts do get their 2-goal lead eventually, with a quarter of an hour to play, just over the second half. And I think on balance of play they've just about deserved it. The ultras in the stand away to my right hand side behind Mitrov's goal, dancing up and down in ecstasy, although some of the other Hearts fans, although they're sure they're happy to be 2-0 up, are shivering in this cold here. Very windy day, windy night as well. Here's Braga now. They want a third now, Hearts. Deflection on the cross from Braga. Most kindly into Mitrov's path now, and well, Aberdeen, if they're going to get anything out of this game, they have to score 2 goals without reply in the remaining quarter of an hour that remains. Shinnie, 11 minutes, own goal. Finlay with a brave header on 73. Hearts 2, Aberdeen 0. It's the scoreline now as we go into the final quarter hour of the Scottish Premiership clash. The last one of the weekend. Wins for Celtic, Aberdeen to name but 2. That's a foul there against Morris. 3 kick to Hearts. It's win one of those nights for Aberdeen. Tony Bloom, the Brighton chairman, is also an investor in Hearts, taking a big yawn there. I think he must have been knackered watching that second half. It's been a bit stop-start, really. Tony Bloom, the Brighton chairman, is also investing in Hearts and Midlothian. And I think he'll be quite happy that his team, his new team, had 2 goals into the lead here. Tony Bloom has done a terrific job down on the south coast at Brighton, building the Amex Stadium and turning Brighton into a real Premier League and European force in recent years. And Hearts now got a 3-kick midway inside the Aberdeen half. A yellow card being issued to Milanovic. And it's been a tough old night for Aberdeen, but there'll be better days ahead for the Scottish Cup holders. Traditionally, Aberdeen don't really start seasons very well. And the Aussie picks up his first yellow card of the season. And the Hearts fans in good voice now, as they ought to be. Well, they get a third now to cap it off, not with the 3 kicks like that, straining the arms of Mitov. And away we go again. I should also tell you, in 109 previous meetings, this is the 110th one tonight. Hearts had won 47, Aberdeen had won 35, and 27 of them have been drawn. But it looks as if Hearts are heading towards 48 wins in all competitions in whole-time head-to-head against Aberdeen. But better days will be ahead for Jimmy Turner and his boys. They won't be down at the bottom for too long. Here's Shankland trying to break away, and then the shot comes in. It hits Shankland. He was offside. And the referee, after just waiting how that game moment would breathe, does eventually blow up for a 3 kick, but Lawrence Shankland was clearly offside as McKenzie just whacked the shot through. And I think Shankland did touch it, so whilst he was in an offside position, so automatically he was always going to be offside at that point, as Milanovic wins his team a throw down the near side, the Aberdeen left. Been a tough night for Aberdeen, it must be said, but as I said, better days to come for them, I'm sure. It's only the first game of the season, and they've been away from home. They've got a tough old test at Pittodrie on Sunday against Celtic, of course. But for us at the weekend, it'll be all about the start of the Sky Bet Championship as the ball comes in and the goalkeeper's lost it, and in the end, it's been stabbed wide by Ananucci, the man on loan from Sunderland. First time really the goalkeeper Clark has not held one. Oh dear. It's not been Ananucci's best night, has it? Goalkeeper could only parry it out, and he couldn't wrap his foot around it. To be fair to Ananucci, he was under pressure from a couple of Hearts defenders as well, which might have just put some doubts in his mind. And Aberdeen about to make their 4th substitution. Milanovic, who'd been carrying the yellow card, has got off. In fact, they're making their 5th one as well. So Milanovic and Graham Shinnie, replaced by Solka and Nicky Devlin, respectively. Nicky Devlin, incidentally, is a Scot. He takes the armband. We've got a couple of Devlins and a couple of Milnes on the field now. This is Harry Milne. He was really I think if we're going to have a straw poll for player of the match, it's certainly been my thoughts anyway. I'll make that around about the 88th, 89th minute. But with 10 minutes to play, we you never know. Aberdeen might come back and steal a couple of goals, and you won't put it past them. The turn again from Palava. That's good play for the substitute. Trying to make things happen. Now then, chance here now for Boyd. And Palava's in there too. What makes a Palava of that? Here's Shankland. He goes down. That's a free kick to Hearts, and a foul there by the defender there, which was Canalstadt. No goal for Shankland as far, although he has put one in the net. But as we all know, VAR chipped in and choked it off, and it was the right decision. I think both VAR calls were right. I think they were right to choke off the Shankland goal. No, it was a terrific goal. You don't like to see terrific goals like that from Shankland get choked off, but it was the right decision, and the second goal was allowed to stand. Here come Aberdeen, lucky to get one back, and it just won't break for them inside the penalty area. They're trying to claim a foul, but it wasn't going to happen for them. Ananucci's cross caused a few problems, but not too much for Hearts. And they've just about been good value. It's been a bit more of an even Steven second half, but on the first half performance, our man Hearts have been good. This is Forrest now. Run into the penalty area. This is a good run from Forrest. Shoots and deflected away. And it'll be a corner kick. Really good run there by Forrest. He just cuts in from the right-hand channel. And the substitute, this is where the fresh legs come into play. Goes past Jensen as if he didn't exist. Jensen, understandably tired. He's been playing from minute one. And Milne will take the corner again. Takes them from both sides and takes most of the set plays that Hearts get. And two of those crosses he's put in. With 2 assists and 2 goals. And Milne puts it into the mix once again, looking to assist a third time. But the header coming in was well held. The goalkeeper's thrown it straight to a Hearts player. And now an opportunity arises for Hearts now to try and make this an even better scoreline. Pulled it straight out to Cameron Devlin. As the ball is now fed forward to Morris from Aberdeen. Morris round the corner, trying to get Nicky Devlin in. And Nicky Devlin has won a corner. Aberdeen can't afford to lake about at this stage. They need a goal from somewhere. Leighton Clarkson, who takes the set pieces, will take this particular corner. As we come up towards the 84th minute of this second half. Clarkson's corner flicked on. There might be a chance in there, and somehow it's not gone in. Well, it looked as all the while as if it had to be 2-1, and Jack Milne came coming into the back post, and I think he had more time than what he thought here. And in fact, the defender got back there and stopped him. Should have been one back for Aberdeen. Wow. Jack Milne probably had more time than he actually thought then, because the ball seemed to take an eternity. The corner now comes in. We had a bit of a VAR check, but anyway, Clarkson will take the corner from the other side again. Into the mixer, flicked on, headed away. Now Hearts, if they can get that. Oh, that looked out. I'm not sure whether that was chest or hand. Referee's allowing it to go on. And here's a chance now, and a chance here now for number 3. Out comes the goalkeeper, spread himself like an eagle. And it was an opportunity there for Wilson to try and get on the end of that pass, and in the end, Mittoff beat him to it. But Aberdeen now having the 4 men forward now as we come up to 85 minutes play. 5 to go. And in a few moments' time, I'll be choosing my player of the match, sponsored this year by Football Lab, which is a programme that goes out on Umbrella FN in Nigeria. Russ and Paul James are part of the coverage. I bring you reports from British football up and down the country. It's played out to millions of people, I believe, in Nigeria every Saturday on Brilla FM. If you haven't checked it out, give it a try one Saturday afternoon if you get bored of Soccer Saturday or Final Score on the telly. So we've got just over 4 minutes to go, and Aberdeen really a chasing in night for them, really, when you look at the statistics, really. And the way the game's gone, this is Morris far side for Aberdeen. Cross comes in towards the penalty area where Nicky Devlin was waiting, and it's a corner kick. Devlin once again lays it to Leighton Clarkson to take. No time to hang about here for Aberdeen. They need one in the net now, in the old onion bag, to make a bit of a grandstand finish. Clarkson with the right foot, in it goes. Oh, they just needed a flick. But it stays out, and that's not going to stay in play. That will be a throw into Aberdeen midway inside the Hearts half. Midway inside the Hearts half. So no respite yet for the home team. Named the Jam Tarts. They probably just go about to have had their just desserts today, Hearts 2-0 ahead. Had the ball in the net 3 times. Aberdeen really didn't play well for the first half an hour, and that's probably been the difference between the sides. Hearts have utilised their attacking play far better than Aberdeen have done. They look a bit lively when the substitutes have come on. But it's not been enough. As we now head into the final stages of this game. And we've had one more go in the second half, Ben. That, well, that answers your question to a certain extent. Could have been more than the one that we've seen in the second half, but we've had 2 in the game. At the moment, 2-0 looks a good enough score for Hearts to get points on the board. And we'll take them above the Edinburgh rivals on goal difference, actually, if they were to keep it at 2-0. Hibs won their first match 2-1. Aberdeen are not going to give him without a fight, even though they haven't really played or been at their best for most of it. And unfortunately, Ananucci is going to be penalised on a 3 kick to Hearts as we now go into the final 2 minutes. And I think with that in mind, I think it's about time I give my player of the match award, I think. And I'm going to give it to Harry Milne. He's been the difference between the sides, Harry Milne. 2 assists, which has led to the 2 goals. And his dead ball accuracy and his dead ball prowess and crossing prowess has been absolutely first rate tonight. So my player of the match, sponsored by Football Live, goes to Harry Milne of Hearts. And I think no better player out on the field, in my opinion, that deserves to win man of the match than him. So we're into almost the last minute of regulation time at the end. What's been a chasing in night for Aberdeen. They'll have to make the long trip back up to the Grampian with a 2-0 defeat at probably worst case scenario. Unless by some miracle they score 2 goals in the allotted time that remains. We've got an indication from the 4th official how much longer it will be added on at the end. And as I say, it's been a chasing night for Aberdeen. It really has, and we've seen some. I mean, we've seen some great Hearts performances this evening. I have to say it's been absolutely. They've been sensational Hearts, without being spectacular. It must be said, but 2-0 is a good enough scoreline when you look at the value of the result, and I think they've been decent value for that 2-0. And of course, any opportunity to go above Hearts, as we see a final substitution being made by Hearts at the end of the game. And it's Magnussen on for Shankland. And time now ebbing away on Aberdeen, getting anything out of this game. Been very impressed with Hearts. And Tony Brown, who does his due diligence on good managers at Brighton, did his due diligence on Derek McInnes, who's put one on his old club tonight as Hearts win a corner. And the corner won by our man of the match, Harry Milne, who's had a super match. Conceded by Leighton Clarkson. Just been told just to call it by the referee, Nick Walsh. We're playing into 5 minutes of stoppage time, incidentally, at the end of the second half, for which we've had 1 minute, just over a minute up to 5. 5 added minutes at the end of this second half then. Hearts have a corner which they've taken short. Unsurprisingly at this stage, it's just a strong run for them now. But a good result. Always good to start the season with 3 points. But Aberdeen, as I say, it's not the end of the world for them. They'll have better days this season. Don't have any words about that. They'll be okay. But they've shown flashes of what they could be capable of on any other day. And when they get to Pittodrie, oh God, visiting sides will never want to visit Pittodrie, because that can be a graveyard for away teams, let me tell you. Offside there given against Aberdeen. Morris hasn't made the impact him or his fellow substitutes would have liked. As I say, Jimmy Turner, he'll be disappointed with the result tonight. There's no getting away from that, but the free kick wasn't in the correct place. And, it's a retake for Aberdeen, but they can get one back. We'll give some respectability to how they've gone about it anyway. And an audacious, ambitious shot there by my boy, but it was charged away. Jensen getting it back to his goalkeeper, Mitov, who could have conceded more than 2. He's not had his finest hour as the Aberdeen goalkeeper, but there's still a lot to learn this season. It's still early days. Another 37 games to go. Oh God, the goalkeeper has been fouled there by Nicky Devlin. It could be a booking there for the goalkeeper. He's absolutely took Clark out there. Clark's holding his space. Let's see if what happened. Well, he's high. He gets the ball, to be fair, but he might have hit it into Clark's space, the ball that is, not his feet. Although I have to say his feet were a bit dangerously high, as the Aberdeen fans, small band of them, probably about less than 1,000, deciding to just file out the ground and go on the coaches to make the long journey back up to the Grampian, back up to the Grampian area. Back up to the Greenwich City. It'll be a long journey back up there through Aberdeen, up to Aberdeen through Dundee tonight, I'll tell you that. Get them back to Pittodrie on Sunday. I'll tell you what, they'll put up a better performance against Celtic. They just haven't really had the stomach for the fight, really, when it's mattered against the Hearts side, who in stages tonight have looked absolutely good and in the main dominant. Final minute of the stoppage time at the end of this second half. Hearts deserve to win this game. I don't think there's any question about that. We'll move to 48 wins in the all-time head-to-head between these two. That's been blown by the referee right on the 95th minute mark. And there is the final scoreline. It's ended 2-0 to Aberdeen, to Hearts over Aberdeen. And it was a brilliant performance from Hearts without being too spectacular. The wind probably didn't help matters in the least, really. The goals either side of our time, 11 minutes, Graham Shinney, an own goal after Mills crossed from the left. And then the same combination from the left-hand side. From the right-hand side, a corner came in from the aforementioned Harry Milne. And Finlay with a brave header at the far post. Nodded in. They had the ball in there a third time just before the breakthrough. Lawrence Shanklin, the Scottish international and captain, 20-yard thunderbolt from the left-hand side of the D, but as we all know, it was tagged offside because Frankie Kipp was offside in the build-up. But a good result without being spectacular for Hearts. For Aberdeen, not their finest night, but surely better days are to come for them. But a good result nevertheless for Hearts, who deservedly win this game by 2-0.
Thank you very much then to JB for his excellent coverage of this game this evening between Hearts and Aberdeen. Hopefully you've enjoyed our coverage today. Let me just recap the scores from the Scottish Premiership this weekend. That's the final game of the weekend that we've covered today on the channel. Final match of match week 1 in the Scottish Premiership. We finished Kilmarnock 2, Livingston 2, Motherwell 1, Rangers 1. Those were played on Saturday the 2nd of August. Sunday 3rd of August it was Celtic 1, St Mirren 0, Dundee 1, Hibernian 2, Falkirk 2, Dundee United 2, and tonight's game Monday 4th of August, Hearts 2, Aberdeen 0. Just to switch our attention to, well, obviously we've mentioned the next game coming up on the channel, which is tomorrow, on this channel, but on the other channel, should I say, between the game between Accrington Stanley and Oldham Athletic in the EFL Cup preliminary round. Still gets through to round 1. That's going to be on JB Sports and Commenttary Hub 2 with myself, Russell Vernon, tomorrow. The next game live here on Storm FM and the TC Hub will be the Community Shield game between Crystal Palace and Liverpool on Sunday afternoon. Paul James, the man on the commentary seat for that one. I will be in the off seat presenting the game on Sunday afternoon. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock for that. Let's just take a look at the comments. And Ben Casey said, just last second half, will there be more goals in the game? The answer to that question was yes. There was another goal in the second half from Findlay on 73 minutes after Shini's own goal on 11. Well, that's all we've got time for here on the Commenttary Hub and Storm FM and my personal Twitch channel, Russ P. Vernon _92. Thank you to everyone who's listening, and a big thank you to Focus on Football, who used to be one of the partner channels. Really good. If you could go and check those out on YouTube as well and give them a subscribe. And while you're at it, if you're listening here, give it a like and give it a subscribe if you like what you've heard tonight. More of this coverage from JB and myself throughout the season. You can see the channels where to subscribe there, and also like our Facebook page as well. Well, that's all we've got time for on Monday evening. Thank you for listening to our coverage of the Scottish Premiership, the first of probably many games from the Scottish Premiership bringing this season. And coming up next weekend, hopefully we'll bring you some coverage from one of the Championship games as well next weekend as well. Stay tuned to find out what that is over on our X feed, our Commentary Live 1. Find out what game coming from the Championship this upcoming weekend. But for myself, Russell Vernon, and JB John Stuttard, thank you very much for listening. Until next time on the Commentary Hub, goodbye for now.